Hello again. Now we are going to talk about the development of the speaking skill. The speaking skill is it takes an important role in language acquisition, of course, and to be effective as a teacher, we need to take into consideration what I just mentioned you in the previous video about listening, about developing listening skill. So to teach, how do we make our students to speak, to promote speaking since they are very young? So remember that we can apply top down or bottom up techniques, okay, to process language. And remember, top, from the top to down language acquisition, that means from large text or context or hit or stories or like, a whole thing to get the message or the meaning, or from the isolated sound to make combinations, to create words, to create sentences, and to get meaning. That is top down. Okay, sorry, that is bottom up techniques. So you can apply either way. Yes, but remember the purpose is different, and the use of the language and the strategies might be also adjusted to the technique you are using. To develop speaking, first of all, we can use classroom language. That's the first contact we have. Classroom language means, can I use the restroom? Can I use the bath? Can I go to the bathroom? That is something that children learn, and almost everyone. Can I use the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom? Yes. Or I don't understand. I don't understand. So these phrases, children learn them easily because they want to learn it, because they will need it, and they will persuade you to give her or him permission to go to the bathroom or to try to explain again. Yes, when they use the common classroom phrases, it's a start. It's a start of using the, of production. It's that the production of language. So, in general, young learners young learners who cannot read, or maybe who cannot read, hear intonation patterns or understand that this syllable is stressed. Yeah, but they hear the words and they get the general meaning, the entire message. So we need to introduce vocabulary in a way that is easy for them to understand and that they need to use the language. So the first key concept to use, to speak, to use the language is that you need something, that necessity that you feel is you need the language, so you need to communicate. So inserting vocabulary in context, it's one of the things you have to keep in mind to come with to create your strategies. So the first maybe introduction to language speaking skill is by saying rhymes, singing songs. Children love that. Even in their native language, what do they do in kindergarten? We say, oh, they keep singing and playing with clay. But yeah, because that's the stage they are in. They are absorbing and repeating, absorbing and producing. So they can produce it use it in a different context. So when you introduce a rhyme or a chant, it's a fun activity. It's meaningful. It has to be part of your teaching plan, of your lesson planning. Yes, it cannot be like just to say hello, I sing the song and I forget about that. No, you introduce a song first. If you say, if you have your hello and goodbye song, is to introduce a routine. So they will sing it with you. It will also help to change or to make the transition from one moment of the class to the other. Yes, and also to review vocabulary. For example, if I have, I'm going to use the book again, but it's something appropriate that we can, find the example. Every time I start a unit, yeah, for example, in this unit 2, this is about my daily routine. Yeah, you see here, my daily routine. My daily routine, so it will start with, I start with a chant just to get my class ready. And I said to all children, we make a circle and we say, latch and catch, latch and catch. And we can make gestures like latch and catch, latch and catch, yes? Catch a ball, but you can catch me, yes? Latch and catch, coming free. Catch a train, cuckoo, poo poo, but you can catch me. Latch and catch, latch and catch, latch and catch. And you have a ball and you latch the ball, you catch. Latch means like coming free because you latch the door. It's like to open the lock of a door. That's an example, okay? So you introduce with this rhyme, and what is it for? Just to have a routine and to have them ready for the English lesson. But then you introduce your vocabulary with using flashcards. You can have also realia with you, yes? You can have the real thing. Very simple things, yes? And you say, okay, you don't need to introduce like the lesson. All right, children, today we're going to learn about your daily routine. They don't care, they don't need to know that. So you just go ahead and you say, all right, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, comb your hair, comb your hair, tie your shoe, and you tie your shoe. So you put them into action. Brush your teeth, comb your hair, tie your shoe. So you are introducing a sentence through a rhyme. You are introducing a whole message, a complete meaning, an action that is part of a daily routine, that they will learn that later in 2 years when they know what a daily routine is, okay? And then you can keep going, like you do 3 more actions. You do 3 more actions, sorry. You can say like, wash your hands, wash your hands, eat your food, go to bed. And you change the rhythm. So they are going to repeat with you, and that repetition, it's making them to start speaking. So speaking is not only speaking with wisdom, like reasoning, like, making like a speech. No, it's producing words. It's producing words, producing sentences, understanding what they're doing by doing the actions. And of course, having the enjoyment of the moment. That is very important for children. So based on that need, they will want to use a sentence or a word. So you need to put them in context, in the context of children, what they need. They need to go to the bathroom. They love being in the playground. They love the recess of the break time. They love to eat. They love eating, and they, of course, they go to bed. They go to bed. So very, very important. As children go older, they grow a little bit more and more. So you can also, of course, teaching them like the song that I or the chant I gave you earlier, I told you before. It's like the 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter Indians, etc. You can have like the 5 liter monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and broke his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, no more monkeys jumping on the bed. All these chants that are kind of difficult. They have a lot of words, a lot, but they love so much doing these actions, and they enjoy so much, and they are ready to repeat exactly as they hear the language. It's going to make them feel confident. And of course, always remember the necessity of them to speak. So, based on this necessity, then we move on to another stage to develop speaking. Once children are, a little bit older and they know how to read, so you can ask them like to do puzzles. So usually you can have like things to fill in, like I have some information that you need to provide them with exercises like let's say you can make two kinds of you can make two kinds of puzzle, yeah, and you can ask them to work in group. Put them, not ask them, you put them to work in groups, and then you have student A has the words that student B needs, and vice versa. So this necessity of filling in the empty boxes with the words that the other person has made them speak. So they will have a specific command or specific instructions on what to ask, what to say. And you have an example in your book of the teaching of English to young learners, which I have used a lot with many kinds of different children. I have used this in French, I have used this in English, I have used this in Spanish, the three of them as a foreign language. So this is like the 6-room house. It's a picture of an empty 6-room house, and there are small cards that need to be put in the house. And so you put students in pairs and you give them a set of cards to each. So one student says like, you can start making like just the description, yes? Like in room A, there is one table, one chair, one window, black curtains, and there is a radio on the table. So the other person, here, his or her partner, and place the correct card on the picture of the house. And then it keeps going that way. Variations of this game can be endless. It depends on the age, the vocabulary, the language background of children, and it's a very, very useful game that I wanted to share with everyone who have access to my book, the textbook we're using for the course, yes, for this course this semester. So that's one way of speaking. So children, by games like big puzzles, like that, so they can help each other. That is collaborative work. And so they cooperate with each other, giving information to the one that they need. So you can say, like, you can use prepositions, you can, reinforce what is the grammar focus of this. For example, is using prepositions without, without remarking that too much. But is grammar is there. You don't teach grammar to children, remember. All right? So that's another way, introducing vocabulary in context, using rhymes and chants. Another way of developing speaking, maybe through drama, of course, doing role plays, uh, you know, making up dialogues. There are so many activities to develop speaking, and of course, with big things. Children love imagining. They love imagination, fantasy. So and putting gestures together, like the Incy Wincy Spider. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Up came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy witsy spider went up the spout again. They learn that. They love it. And you can keep on going, finding chants and rhymes for children. They love it. English is a very musical language. The melody, the intonations, you will practice pronunciation a lot. So playing vocabulary games is also like, you have a picture of something and then you can make guesses, like charades. Yes, you put something on the back and you, who is this, who's this, is this your sister? No. Is this your brother? No. Is he tall? No. Is he short? No. Very simple phrases, very simple questions. Yes, that they can come up with, and practice. Then also giving opportunities to more, free speaking, like when you name things that they can remember. You say, okay, who can name 5 colors in English? Can you name 5 animals in English? uh, who can say their names and talk about his family in English? you know Also developing projects, making speeches, uh, sharing personal information, and doing creative work like hands-on crafts, and then presenting their work to the rest of the class. Like, for example, if you are going to make a Santa Claus because it's Christmas, so you take advantage of the holidays to reinforce not only the holiday but also to develop the language skills. So you can ask them, like, okay, listen and draw, listening. And once they draw, then you can say, draw a big face with a long white beard. And then put a red hat, uh, big blue eyes, and then you say, you finished the decoration. What is it? Who is it? And then you can ask the children to display their pictures in the classroom, and they can also present their own Santa Claus. So there's so many ways of developing the speaking skills, and of course it's always connected. It's never isolated. None of the skills are isolated, except maybe for the listening skill, which sometimes you listen, you understand, and that's it. If you're not asked to do anything with it, you just understand, comprehend, and you put it in your brain. But that's not the idea for teachers. We need to request more and more from them. All right, so this is about how to develop speaking. Just some pills, just some ideas. All right, all right. So I will come back with the reading and writing skill.